Hey y'all, welcome back. It is me, BrittReacts, and today we're going to react to Josh Johnson telling us about the missing dad that faked his death for true love. I have my thoughts, but let's find out what Josh's are first.
All right, he is the newest news correspondent for The Daily Show. He's hilarious. You're going to love him. Put your hands together for Josh Johnson.
Rochester.
Okay. I don't know if y'all heard about that dude in Wisconsin that faked his death and maybe moved to Europe. If you haven't heard about this, great. Okay, so basically,
I haven't.
What we know is that supposedly there was a man who faked his death and might be in Europe right now. And he has a family, right? 3 kids, a wife, and everything.
No.
And
no.
one thing we usually don't do as men is give a man the credit that we owe him for being the new bottom. Like the new lowest common denominator. Like as men, we need this man. We need him, all right? You know anytime you mess up as a man, when there's a man near you who has messed up worse, you'd be like, hey, I could be that guy. You know, next time you forget a birthday or something, be like, baby, look, I'm sorry I messed up, but you know what I didn't do is fake my death and move to Europe.
He's not wrong.
Some people do that. I love you, and I would never. If I die, it'll be for real. I'm a good man. When I die, it will be of an ulcer or something. You know what I mean? Something where you've really held the pain in, didn't talk to anybody, didn't try to do anything about it. You know, real man stuff.
Get to the story, because I need to know.
I'm gonna support this family, not go to therapy, hold it all in. Then one day grab my chest like, and you'll know that maybe we should have left this one argument alone, right? Because I would never fake my death and move to Europe. I've done plenty of things, plenty of dumb things. Sometimes I'm just like having a good day, not really paying attention, and then you come in and you haven't had a good day. So you're telling me all the things that happened in your day that were not good. And instead of listening, I'm just sort of nodding, right? I'm just sort of nodding and being like, Different versions of like tasting something when you're telling me a story.
All right, Josh, 2 things I know for certain. You are going to be in your uniform, which is these zip-up, very simple, like Uniqlo hoodies, and a denim. I'm here for it. I love the humility of it all. The other thing I know is when you start with, okay, I know nothing good is coming from it. Mischievous storytelling is brewing. Because what... I want you to get to the story because I really need to hear what's going on with this because I'm finding it hard to believe. But he's not wrong. He's not wrong. I do think, you know, we all need someone to say, well, it could be worse. And in this case, this gentleman, I think, wins that race.
When you're telling me a story, and then you catch on that I'm not listening. So you ask me, what did I just say?
I hate when my husband does that.
And then I say, what did I just say? And you can tell I haven't been listening. And I know I should listen. I know that you're telling me this to vent because you trust me and you want my input on your day, right? I know that I let you down, but you know what I didn't do is fake my death and move to Europe.
He's
I'm
not
not saying
wrong.
it makes me a hero, but it definitely stops me from being a villain. Oh, as men, that's one of our favorite things. When you mess up, but then somebody messed up next to you and it's way worse. You know? It's
Okay.
like when you go out to eat, go out to a nice dinner. You know, you take your lady out, and you're having a good time and everything, and then something comes up, maybe it's a little annoying, and maybe you start to like bicker a little bit, you know, just like at the table, in between the server checking on you, just a little bit of like, well, you don't even know what's my, you know that.
Someone's doing that right now at his show.
Oh yeah, you know that good whispering, you know that.
The loud
you know that
whisper.
in between your teeth, not here. You know, you got both on edge and everything, so you in between the teeth, and she's over here saying everything, but just at that level of like half miming, half voicing, just like, I'm just trying to keep things together, okay? I'm just trying to keep the whole family together. Server comes up, is like, can I get y'all anything? Oh, no, we're fine. We're fine. It was a good night. How are you doing? How's your night going?
We've all been there. Raise your hands right now in the comments if you've been there. This is me in the comments telling you I've been there. I don't like it. I'm a very much so like time and a place, and I will hold all of my rage in. My husband will know. I'll be cutting my eyes at him or not looking at him at all. If I'm not looking at him at all, he might want to stay somewhere else for the night until I cool down. But I'm very much so like, we will not do this in public. I don't care how civilized the conversation seems, sounds, or looks. I will handle this at home.
Good night. How are you doing? How's your night going?
How are you doing?
And it's tough, you know, because you'll be in the moment, just bickering. And then out of nowhere, a couple next to you, the next table over, that haven't been bickering, the couple that you look at like, why can't we be like them? She stands up and she throws wine in his face. And she's like, what do you mean your mistress is pregnant?
Oh, God.
And now all of a sudden you're like, I'm pretty good, right? Like I'm
could
pretty
be worse.
good guy. Huh? Can you give me that? That I didn't do all that? Like, you got the white wine, you wouldn't have even stained my shirt.
Lord.
Like, I would never put you through that, what those strangers are going through. And so it's good. It's good to have a new low as a man.
Okay. He said what he said.
You know I'm
He
telling
said
the
what he
truth.
said.
You know sooner or later you're gonna be in an argument and you're like, fine, all right, I'm no prize. But I'm here, right? Huh? I'm not in Europe, am I? I talk to you when we have a problem. I talk to you like a man. I don't hide my wallet on the shore.
An offshore account. I got it.
Yeah, this guy apparently faked his death and moved to Europe. And like, there's a lot of layers here. There's a lot of things to unpack, because let's also not pretend that there's never a reason to fake your death.
That there's never?
All right, before we pass full judgment, I'm not saying this dude isn't a piece of shit for doing what he did. I'm saying that, like, there are reasons in life to fake your death.
Okay. In life, not just relationship, I'd also like you in the comments to tell me what would qualify as a valid reason for you to fake such an event. I'm interested to know. I agree. I feel like there probably are some really valid. I just want to hear yours. I want you to get as creative as you possibly can. Thank you so much. I'm excited to read.
There are reasons in life to fake your death. I'll go over some of them right now. Y'all look like you don't believe me. That's fine.
Thank you, Josh.
Okay, back in the day when I was in Chicago, I was hanging out with some friends. This is like about 5, 6 of us, right? And one of my friends, we're all in our like early 20s, by the way. One of our friends bought a yo-yo. And like gentlemen, none of us mentioned it. None of us were like, we are out here trying to get the ladies and you brought a yo-yo. You bringing the whole vibe down. And he brought his yo-yo and he was doing all the tricks.
No.
You know what I mean? You know, making it sleep and then popping it back up like a superpower. You know what I'm talking about? Those like... Because he had the one that had the like little acrylic with the lights. Yes, it had the lights and the little acrylic sound like.
He was trying to sabotage them
when it was at the bottom. And if you ever want to hear the sound of women leaving, it's that. And so he's like,
no.
And then he was doing around the world, and he was doing all the like walk the dogs and stuff like that.
What?
He was really good if you were 15. And so
5.
So then, you know, he finally does one, and it comes back to shoot up, but it passes his
and
hand,
hits him in
and
the
it
nose.
hits him in the face,
Good.
right?
Good, great.
And he's hurt, and he's hurt. He's hurt. Okay, you ever been hurt so bad that you couldn't make noise? It hit him, right? And instead of even screaming, he just was like, oh. It's that hurt where you just have to slap something to like transfer some of the hurt while you're hurting.
I love it when he like does this right here. Like he'll explain it and then he'll demonstrate it. It's so good. This to me is equivalent to the silent laugh, which I do here on this channel probably way too much. You know, you're just like, ah. That's me. I'm a silent laugher. I'm an obnoxiously loud laugher as well. But you know something's really funny if there's no sound coming out. I think this equates. We've all been here.
It didn't hit him and fly. It's in his mouth, by the way. Like it's.
Why is he using his middle finger?
We're still looking at it. He didn't move it. It's
just lighting up in his mouth.
Mouth should be.
Lighting up
it's
in
just
his
a
mouth.
yo-yo, and he's like.
I hate to say it, but that's what he gets.
And then he spits out the yo-yo, and a tooth flies out with it. And if he had faked his death.
I keep forgetting the origin of these little antidotes. We're now at, he's slowly creeping up into telling us. I hope I'm going to get the whole story and not these little, Josh, if we go through this and this whole thing is just examples of how much better you are than the man who did this, and I don't get the story of the man that did this, I'm going to find you and you're going to answer for it. Just kidding.
And if he had faked his death, I would get it. If he was like, I need to start over from here, I would understand. Like, I really do get it, how people get to that place where they gotta fake their own death, because this was very hurtful and embarrassing. Or just a guy, I saw this guy online, and he had this weird energy about him, and it happens to dudes sometimes, and he was like that dude at the club that shouldn't be at the club, and I don't mean like he's old or something. I mean, he has an unsettling energy where he's trying to be more fun than anyone knows that he is. You know what I mean? You're like, you know that guy that's like, whoa, but it's like no woo is happening. We've all been around that person. Like, yeah.
Have we?
And it's like, but it's a barbecue. I don't know why you are trying to bring all this extra. And so that's what he was doing. He was in this club. He's like, yeah, woo, woo. And like, there's not even that many people there. So there's nothing to lay cover. There's not even enough noise for like his energy versus what's actually happening. Because people are just kind of casually dancing. And he, yeah, yeah. And then there's a woman that is like near the stairs, right? And I don't know what the stairs lead to, maybe the bathroom or something like that. But this woman is near the stairs, and she's like twerking along the wall, and she's like really got it going. Like she's very good, right? And then this guy walks up, and he's like, yeah, yeah. and he like slaps her ass a couple times and then starts doing this and everything and then goes to go down the stairs. But
and
then,
falls.
right as he goes to go down the stairs, his feet give up.
Yeah.
His feet decide that they don't want to be
This
a
sounds
part
like more
of him,
karma
right?
to me.
And so rather than walking down the stairs, this man trips with both his feet. I've never seen anything like this. In my entire life, this man trips with both his feet and then rides just his knees and shins down the stairs. And when I say rides, I mean like, have you ever been on a sled? It's
Josh,
like that.
get off this
It's
stool
exactly
right
like that,
now.
but without the sled. He's just riding down, Home Alone style, just... And he's screaming, and you can barely hear him scream because the music is loud, but he's screaming because he's riding his knees and shins down every step. They did not miss a step. Every knee hit every stair, and his shins hit all of the stairs. And so he's like, like a bird, right? Screaming like a bird the entire way down. He hits every step. And for some reason, I don't know why he thought it would help, but he's holding the handrail the whole time.
Cue the silent laugh. I'm in pain. I'm in pain. I have not picked up the concealer catcher in a long time, but I'm crying. I'm in pain. You mean to tell me you're falling downstairs, but you're holding the rail? Why couldn't he stop himself in some type of way? Josh, get off the stool. It's him getting on the stool that is throwing me. Oh, I can't.
Holding the handrail the whole time. And he's like, and if that guy faked his death,
I forgot.
you would be like, yeah, you gotta start over. You gotta start, I would say move to a place that doesn't even have music.
I keep forgetting. And he keeps circling back. Let me tell you something. There was this one time, I don't think this club still exists. It was on the Lower East Side of Manhattan. I think it was either the hotel or the club. It was called the DL. It was right over the bridge from the Williamsburg. No, not the Williamsburg Bridge. Yeah, the Williamsburg Bridge. So you come right into LES. It was a kind of a couple of rooftop situations. Anyway, I was there with one of my best friends, and I had on these like platform heels. I had to have been like 21, 22. And, you know, I'm that girl. I had on a little fur vest. I was cute. And when I tell you, I like ate it down those stairs. And I lay there for some time because I just knew someone saw it. But only my best friend saw it. Until this day, he reminds me often of that fall. But if I was in a crowded stairwell, I may have contemplated starting over.
Yeah, you gotta start over. You gotta start, I would say move to a
wrong.
place that doesn't even have music. Like you gotta
Or stairs.
do some different things. Move to a plateau. That's the type of,
No steps, no
don't even
step
have
down,
any
no step
elevation
up.
where you live because what if you have to go upstairs again? We don't know if you'll make it down.
Yep. Count me out.
When I was growing up, I knew a kid who was dating someone for a long time. They started dating young, right? And it was very sweet. And it was in the same, how do you put this? It was in the same way that like you hear grandparents tell stories about falling in love. Okay. Is how he fell in love. Because he said early, I'm gonna marry this girl, right? Aww. And he had to have been like 18, something like that. I'm gonna marry this girl. He said it early, right? And he did the thing that we look at as like the most romantic thing possible, buys a ring within a year, but doesn't do anything with, you know, waits years. I bought the ring when I was 19. We're dating, we're 23. I bought the ring years ago because I was sure, I know, right? And you know, they have their little fights and stuff like that. They have little spats and stuff. But then
What's troubling to me is, what if the ring doesn't hit the same way it would have hit at 19 at 23? Meaning, what if she changed, right? And maybe what she liked then, she doesn't like now. Or what if our tax bracket changed? And I don't want that 19-year-old ring. I want the 23-year-old ring. I'm just saying, just a question.
you know, they have their little fights and stuff like that. They have little spats and stuff. But then one day he decides, like, yeah, this is it. And he takes her on a trip, right? And they go on a trip that's like kind of the woods. I don't know. They rented a cabin. But they have their little fights on the way and everything. And overall, it's a nice time, you know? They cook. They watch a movie and everything, and he decides he's gonna propose to her while they're sitting on the couch when they get done watching one of her favorite movies. They both cooked, but then he had a cupcake. He put the ring in the cupcake, and they were gonna share a cupcake, and whenever she got to the middle, that's where the ring would be. He would ask her, right? He had the whole thing planned out, and he even had his speech planned out per bite, because he was gonna take these little bites and then, you know, bite, ring, right? And so he starts it, and he's like, hey, I want to talk to you about something. Takes a little bite, passes it to her, and she's like, what? Takes a big bite. To say they're supposed to be sharing, takes an inconsiderate bite. Like this, you know, like when you're a couple and you order something and they're like, can I have a little bit of yours? And you're like, sure. And then they slide a whole more than a little off your plate onto their plate. And you're like, you should have said half then. If you want half, say half. Don't say a little bit when you know it's half. Because you know you like my orders because I know how to order.
What's mine is yours and what's yours
trying to
is
have
mine.
an experience and then you don't like what you got. Now you want half of what I have.
I do this every day to my
which
husband.
would normally be fine, but you said a little bit. If you said split, then we good. You say split, then we're splitting. That's what half is, splitting. You said a little bit, and now I don't even know what it tastes like because you didn't
order another one, buddy.
Mine came first, and you went ahead and picked off mine, then took half when you got yours. So now I've had at least a seventh of the meal that I ordered that I think is good, but I don't remember how it tastes because it just sort of left my memory so fast. And so she's taking these big bites, so he got to take smaller bites, and he got to turn the cupcake when he passes it back to her to make sure her bites don't interfere with his speech, because now he got to hurry up the speech because the bites are too big. And so now he handing her the thing from the bottom, just bite this part. I'm almost done.
This wasn't a
And
well
when he
thought out
hands her was
proposal.
basically a ring covered in a little bit of cupcake to try to bite. At the same time that he says, will you marry me? She says, I think we should break up. And so if you want to fake your death, like that's kind of like the opportune moment to be like, oh, yeah, you.
Josh, why do you get us so riled up with these stories? I was just fired up with this bite of a cupcake that you do such a good job of helping me forget why we're here, where we started, and what we're talking about. And then wham! I'm reminded. I like your style, sir. I like your style. Oh, it's driving me crazy because I hope I get to hear about what this man did. If not, I'm going to have to Google it.
You wanna break up, and I wanted to get, I'll be right back. And then just move to Europe, I suppose. But yeah, so this dude in Wisconsin faked his death.
Yes, it's time. It's
maybe
time.
moved to Europe, and the way he did it, this is my thing, okay?
Let's talk about it.
First of all, he goes on a kayaking trip alone, right? Which,
Red
to be
flag.
fair, is very much missing activity. You know what I mean? That should actually be in the brochure. Hey, do you want to get
go
away
missing?
from everything forever? Come kayaking by yourself. This dude goes kayaking by himself, actually texts his wife on like the 11th, and it's like, hey, heading back, whatever, right? But then doesn't head back. On the 12th is when he supposedly would have capsized, or, you know, they think he may have drowned or something like that. They put on this whole search because by the 13th, his family hasn't heard from him. They're concerned, right? So they send out the search, and like a search of volunteers who search acres and search the water. They use sonar.
This is where these things become an issue. It's like the young girl, was it last year or 2 years ago now, that like faked her kidnapping? Do y'all remember that? Like, she called 911, said she saw a kid on the side of the road, and it was this whole thing, and you get all these volunteers and all these tax dollars are spent looking for you. This is where it becomes criminal activity.
They use all this technology
Criminal.
to try to find this dude. And there's actually a dude that works with the organization that does the searching that tells the sheriff, hey, listen, this is weird. Because I'm not saying if I can't find him, he can't be found. I'm just saying I'm pretty good at what I do. And he either not in this water or he
doesn't want to be
somewhere
found
else, because I know what I do. Like, I'm very good at this. And we're not seeing anything. We're not seeing any signs, anything. And then, you know, sure enough, they decide to go ahead and look into a possibility of him maybe going missing somewhere else. They also run his name just to make sure, right? And when they run his name, they find that
Lord.
went to Canada on the 13th, right? So, not missing, using his name, running his name so they can travel, maybe go to Europe through Canada, right? And this is where it starts to be clear that he does not know how to disappear.
I'm like, wait, what? So they were able to find you a day later? Some people.
Starts to be clear that
Some
he does
people.
not know how to disappear. This is where it's clear he's watched a lot of TV but has not put in the work, because this is what this bonehead did. Okay, so basically, this man said that his passport was lost, because his passport's at home, right? Because I've disappeared, I'm missing, I might have died, right? But his passport's at home. What he did was he just put in for a new passport so that he'd have a passport to leave behind and to use. The only problem is that when they run your name, it's still you.
Comes up.
What kind of dumb spy move is that? That's still your name. That's like getting pulled over and handing the cop a fake ID. You still in the car. Like this.
Just dumb.
And then his wife goes through his computer and stuff, and they find everything. They basically find where this dude has like looked up how to exchange money into a foreign bank.
He didn't even try. He didn't even try. He didn't even try, folks. He didn't try to use like an external hard drive or like a different IP address. He didn't even try.
Where this dude has like looked up how to exchange money into a foreign bank. He's looked up how to travel, how to disappear. And this is my worry. I have the feeling that this dude thought that he covered all his tracks because he put everything in the recycle bin. And then left it there. Like that, I genuinely think that's what happened. I think this dude was just moving files like, and they'll never catch me. I'm a mastermind.
No.
It's painful, right? So they find everything, and then his wife gives it to the police and stuff, and the police are like, oh, okay, yeah, this is pretty dumb.
Embarrassing.
You know? They even find where he took out a life insurance policy for like, I think
on himself?
$375,000, something like that. And this moment was where I had a journey in how I felt about this dude. Because initially when I heard it, I was like, what a terrible person, right? But then when I heard about the life insurance policy, I was like, wait, maybe I'm judging too quickly. Because if this dude is leaving a life insurance policy for his family, maybe he's just trying to make a clean break.
Okay, so the life insurance policy wasn't for him. to cash out on in some weird way. I guess that's not even possible. But he was leaving it for his family. Like, at least if I'm going to leave my 3 kids. Listen, if you get married and you want out, right? Okay, fine. Because that was a choice that 2 people made. But your children are not a choice. And to abandon your children because you are lusty, let's just call it what it is wild to me.
I'll see, for his family. Maybe he's just trying to make a clean break.
That's
Maybe
wild.
this dude is like, look.
What do your kids
Look.
think? Like, my dad doesn't love me.
I'm not a good father anyway. Let's at least part ways like this. Let me go ahead and get you some money for your trouble.
And cash you out.
And I'll go and I'll live in Europe and everything. Most dads leave for free. This dude, there's a high likelihood that this dude was like, let me break you off some bread, right? I'm gonna start a new life. You could go through college for free. And then I saw what looks like, it doesn't look like he's tried to claim the life insurance policy, which would also be insane. Okay. That would be, I don't know much about insurance and I don't like insurance companies, but that would be hella out of pocket to show up and be like, y'all, I died. I'd like the money from me dying, please.
That's a new level.
See, the policy says right here, if I died, this is how much whoever gets and whoever is me and I died. So can you please make the check out to me?
To me.
And so then I went back and forth. I was like, oh, maybe. Nah, actually, no, he's just a bad person. Just a bad dude. Faking his death, leaving his wallet, leaving his kayak, leaving his family. And then they find that apparently he's been talking to someone. He didn't just try to leave. Because that's another thing. When I thought he was just trying to leave, I was like, okay. It's not how you handle it. But some people, you know, they have an episode. They're like, I need to get away. I don't know how, you know. But then when I found out, like his family found out, that he left to be with some lover in Uzbekistan.
And use what? Who? Where?
That's also when my feelings sort of went up and down because...
Uzbekistan? He got catfish. This person's not even real. There's no way.
That's also when my feelings sort of went up and down because...
There's no way.
Because I was like, oh, you're not even doing it in some, like, I can't live this life sort of way. You know what I mean? Like, you're not having a midlife crisis in that way. You're just trying to cheat.
You're lusty.
All right. No, I can't get down with this. But a part of me momentarily did feel bad for him because I was like, wait, you met a woman in Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan. Is that a real place?
Oh, he's never been catfished before.
I said it. I know it. Uzbekistan? First of all, if you're not kidnapped and tied up in a basement, she's definitely a dude.
Oh, he's never been catfished before.
I saw that one coming. I feel proud.
This is my thing. I don't know if y'all have seen, you know, you don't have to tell me if you know what I'm talking about. We can all just act innocent. But there are, in this world, illicit sites. Illicit sites where you go to watch people the beast with 2 backs. And then in these sites are ads. Ads for local singles in your area. Or even better, ads for very willing women who would love to marry you in Russia and Uzbekistan. I think my man may have fallen for one of these ads. That or he's been watching too much 90 Day Fiance because, like, I feel like, come on now, how well do you know this person? And so now you faked your death to go to Europe to be with someone who might not even be real. That's wild. You gonna blow up your whole life for some text messages? I mean, really, how good are those texts?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? No one found a picture. No one knows what this person looks like. They just know that, like,
doesn't exist.
Someone enticed him in some bad English. And now he's headed over there. And I don't know.
If that's the case, then this is someone who really, it didn't take much to sway him. This was someone who wanted to get away. And he fell into something that made it easier for him to get away. There's no way. To leave, I just can't get over the fact this man has 3 children, that he was willing to leave and go to Uzbek.
And now he's headed over there. And I don't know. I feel like...
So they haven't found him yet?
You clearly have to be in a bad place to do something like this. You have a family. You know what I mean? You have people that depend on you. And you're about to throw it all away to go to a place I'm sure you can't spell. Because never forget, this man is an American. That's also what you have to keep in mind here. He over here trying to travel as an American, trying to get help in English and stuff. People in Romania speaking Romanian. He
This
doesn't
thing is
understand
crazy.
it. He's like, I just need...
Y'all, I typed into the missing dad who faked his death turn up. And I haven't obviously read anything yet, but you have wild twist in case of missing father who faked his own death. Wisconsin kayaker who faked death reveals how he staged drowning. Sheriff says Wisconsin father revealed how he faked his death and fled to Europe. I'm about to read all of these. Ryan Borgwart. That's a name. That is a name. He had been missing since August. Uzbekistan is a real place. Oh, I'm about to read all up on this. This is crazy. This is crazy. People are crazy.
To Uzbekistan. Do you know how to go left in Europe?
Uzbekistan.
Now he gets over there. Who knows what life is waiting for him, you know? I'd like to think that this woman in Uzbekistan really does exist. And she's mad as hell right now. She's like, no, we were supposed to go to America. Are you serious? You can't live with me. That's what would be, truly wild. If this dude comes back defeated.
With her?
Just comes back to his family and is like, listen, y'all, look. I know what I did. I'm very sorry. Can you take me back? I've found, a new life here with you. I just want to be back with my family. Because obviously I hope this doesn't happen. But it would be kind of funny if while he's missing this whole time,
His wife
he comes back home and his wife kills him.
Josh.
That'd be crazy. This dude show back up at his doorstep and his wife already got the shotgun and everything. He's like, baby, no. He's like, baby, I don't talk to ghosts.
I don't talk to ghosts. It's crazy. I thought he was going to say his wife, also had a lover from Uzbekistan. But this one made it over to America. A ghost showing up on your porch sounds like self-defense to me. I don't know, Josh, you're insane. And I can't wait to get tickets to come see you. Take me off the waiting list, please. Thank you so much. Have the day you deserve, everybody.